Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast with the Digit Podcast Network. How's it going, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm super excited to announce that for June 21 through 26th, our summer traincation, Train Hard, Play Hard in Miami, Florida. In partnership with Gravity Academy and Aerial Sailing Miami, I am putting together a 6-day, 20-hour in-studio training, and we have excursions with Aerial Sailing Miami to, do aerial off the side of a boat. All right, guys, please check the show notes if you want to sign up. If you go to my website, links in the show notes for my 2 courses, Aerial Rehab and my comprehensive beginner to intermediate course. And also on this feed on Thursdays is The Artist Entrepreneur, my weekly gab session with Noah Doc and Amanda Ritchie. All right, guys, so excited to listen to these interviews. Let's get started. Sam, we have to catch up. It's been a minute.
I know. Seriously.
Okay, so listeners, this is how I met Sam. She is a mutual friend of ours. Her name's Nicole Q. And she was in class, and she was what I called my freshman class compared to my sophomores, juniors, and seniors in my single aerial class. They were all 4 different levels in one class. And she came in. How long were you training there with me? Do you remember?
Oh, gosh. I want to say I was with you for, maybe like 2 or 3 years or something.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes. And she learned all the basics, and then she decided to leave LA at some point. And I remember it was a very, very difficult decision.
Yes. I remember you were the one, Carrie, that convinced me to not hold on to my place. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember because I remember. And I remember I was slightly under the influence of many glasses of wine when I told you this advice, but I still stand by it.
Yeah, I remember you were on your floor, cleaning these stains or something. And I remember being I just want to should I keep my place? Should I leave? Maybe I'll come back and I'll sublet.
Yeah. So
you talked me out of it.
Bad backstory. She was in the film and TV industry in LA. She was trying to do the production thing. It's a slog, and it's a really terrible lifestyle for most of those people in LA. And I had all my students over for a get together. We played Harry Potter games and we played card games and stuff. And then at the end, she was the only one left, and I was cleaning up, and she was having a quarter life crisis, 100%. And she was like, "Do I keep hold of my apartment?" I was like, "Girl, just go." Test? You want to show her your math? Okay, go show it to her.
That looks like some accurate math.
Yes, it does. All right, Bean, get out of here. Get out of here. You can stay. Just.
I'll stay on the get-through bed.
All right, well, just chill. Don't bother me. So, I was like, dude, just go. It's okay. It's okay to leave LA. And it didn't feel okay to you until when?
Oh, this is going to sound weird. I feel like I never quite settled into LA. I felt like I was always trying to settle in and find my place, and it never if anything, I always was sort of dreaming to be a New Yorker or something like that. And I lived there for a summer, but I kind of never made it back. But I will say, I think the big impetus to that was letting go of my cute little studio apartment that was rent controlled, and it was my space, and I had all my little vintage furniture and all my little pieces curated, and but yeah. It was probably once I could let go of that place kind of physically, where I was ready to move forward, because I had been kind of unhappy in LA, and that whole life, waking up before dawn, getting home after dark. I just driving an hour and a half every single day each way for work. I couldn't do it, and I had no work-life balance, and I was just I'm over it. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, and then you moved, and I feel like and my time is weird because whenever it's somebody else's life, like it could have been a year, and to me it's 1 month or something. But it seemed like you were quickly thriving where you moved to. Remind me where you went after.
So I'm in Chicagoland, and I'm from Chicagoland, and I actually right now I live about like half an hour away from where I grew up. So I'm in like sort of northwest suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah. And did you feel that, or was that just, did I make that up, that you felt like you were thriving there?
I think like once I left and I could get like sort of step out of who I thought I was, which was like, previously I had also been like auditioning, and I was like trying to do the acting thing for a while. And I also was, on set. I worked for Jimmy Kimmel Live for almost 4 years. I was there forever. And I think I just kind of, like, once I was able to sort of let all of that go, and then it was just like, I kind of started over as a blank slate when I came to Chicagoland. I moved back home. I just sort of like kind of started over. And within like a year or so of moving back, I actually got a job at a software company. Like, I'm a woman in STEM. What's happening? And so I'm working, and I've been at that same software company for like over 7 years now. And so like, it's like totally different. I have all the work-life balance I could ask for. I work from home. I'll never not work from home. Like, I'm a lifer. Work from home. Totally.
I mean, that's very lucky. That's very lucky for you to have that job.
Believe me, I know. And a lot of software jobs are kind of getting pulled into the office, but I feel like our company's doing the opposite. They're sort of like trying to get rid of our Chicago.
Your real estate.
Office. Yeah.
Okay, so how long did you take off of your aerial practice?
Oh, I took off like 5 years, like from, I want to say COVID till about 4 months after I had my son. So I didn't go up in the air like at all for like 5 years.
Okay, and so how long have you been back now, if I can do that math?
So like November of 2023, I was a few months postpartum, and I was just like craving, to get back up in the air. And I just like, I don't know, it's like nothing like having a baby to be like, all right, let me get back into things. Let me get back into my body. Let me get back into the groove.
You want to close the door?
I'm scared.
You're scared of it? Okay. She has just convinced herself there's monsters in the house during the daytime. I don't understand.
It might be.
Okay, you feeling better now?
No.
You can open that blanket if you want.
So
you want to be underneath the blanket? Okay, that'll help. It always helps to be under the blanket, obviously. Obviously. So Sam, how does it feel to be in the air now?
Oh my gosh. It's harder. And I would say now that, so I am currently pregnant. I'm actually 20 weeks today. I went to my 20 weeks scan today. All is well. So very excited about that. I would say like the coming back into it was very hard. I had diastasis recti. So I had like the abs separating, which I thought was going to be painful. It's not painful. It's just like they just
won't go back easily.
They just don't. Yeah. And so I worked with a pelvic floor therapist, and we worked on that a lot also for like for my abs. And they I got back, they went back together, and I was fine. I was actually shocked at how much my body bounced back after I had my son. Now, I didn't go hard. I took my time. I wasn't like trying to train for anything or impress anyone. I really took my time. And I think like once I got back up in the air, once I was like kind of back in my body, I actually went, not that weight even matters, but like, I feel like I like had like a ricochet, like I was able to get back to my, almost like my LA weight from like a long time ago. And I don't know if it was just like chasing a toddler or something.
Is it breastfeeding, you think?
Maybe because I did breastfeed
some people
for about 8 months. But yeah, I don't know what it was. It was like something about like, I went through this big thing and this sort of trauma to your body. And then I was able to like come back like even harder and even stronger. I will say, I had it's called trigger finger surgery on my thumb back in December.
Oh yeah, people get that.
Yeah, I had it really, really bad, and I had to get surgery. Found out, was it 4 days before my surgery that I was pregnant? And so when I was filling out the form, it's like, could you be pregnant? I was like, let me take a test. And it was positive. And so all these things had to move to like make it happen. And I had switched from general anesthesia to local anesthesia. And so it's funny. I thought that meant I wouldn't feel anything at all, like at all. And it turns out it just takes the pain away. But I could feel the tugging. I could tell when they were cutting. I could tell when they were snipping. I could tell when they were sewing. Like it was a lot.
There was like a pressure thing.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you could
but
feel
it was
pressure.
like, it wasn't just sort of like a vague pressure. It was like, I can tell what he's doing, but there's no pain. So I was like trying to I was like, wow, I really wish this was under general. And so I had to recover after that with no pain meds. And then on the day of my surgery, my son was diagnosed with RSV.
Oh, God.
I know. And it was right before, I think, the holidays, too. So he was home for that week. And then he was home for the next, 2 weeks after that. I've got one hand. I'm newly pregnant, and I had horrible, horrible nausea.
My God. This sounds terrible.
It was horrible. It was really, really hard. Like, I was excited to be pregnant, but it was definitely thrown really hard into it.
Okay, pause because I have a million questions. Trigger finger is when you cannot fill in the blanks. Trigger finger is when
I couldn't bend
your thumb
fully, and it was worse in the mornings.
And what is it due to? Is it due to a nerve issue or a muscle spasm?
Basically, it's kind of like the joint becomes inflamed. And so if you think of a pulley, and if there's something in the middle of that, I'm doing a really bad job of describing it. Like if there's some like a rock in the middle of the pulley, it's like,
yes, it gets stuck.
It kind of skips. It's just, there's a click over it. And eventually I almost couldn't bend my thumb. It was getting really painful and inflamed. And I just needed to, I had tried, the cast, the wrap. I tried physical therapy. I tried all kinds of things. And finally, I had 2 shots of cortisone, and there's no such thing as a third shot. They were like, you're looking at surgery. So.
And what does the surgery do if it's just trying to get rid of, if it's just an inflammatory issue?
It releases. It's a cut. It cuts I forget what it is exactly.
The pulley.
Yeah, basically it kind of snips that. And so it's not, I know, gross, but kind of.
Nothing's gross on this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's much better. And so I had to take I don't know, almost 3 months off for that. So then when I went back into the air, again, sort of in the last, I want to say 4 weeks, 5 weeks or so, it's first of all, it's okay, taking a long break because I was also super, super nauseous and I couldn't handle anything at all. I was getting sick twice a day, had to go on medication. I had really, really bad nausea and vomiting the first trimester. And so when I got back in the air, I feel, especially now being pregnant, I feel more, there's this point I get up to the silks and I get that scared. And I'm I don't want to go any higher. I can't do this. So.
Do you have high points at where you're training at? Is it higher than JJ's where we were at?
I think it's comparable, maybe slightly lower. I don't know. Yeah, they're not low ceilings. They're definitely higher ceilings.
You have at least 18 feet. So
yes.
Sam, I'm laughing because she said to me in our DMs, she's like, you think I'm good for this podcast? You literally have 18 things that are good for this podcast. You have trigger finger. You have morning sickness.
I'm an advanced beginner.
No, I talk to everybody because it's about this lifestyle issue that we have, or all these crap things that happen to women that no one talks about. So, okay, wait, back up. So the trigger finger had nothing to do with your being pregnant.
I don't know. Nothing to do with me being pregnant. But
it was just inflammatory. And
in the first time it showed up was actually postpartum with my first son.
People talk about this. Is it is there an event? Is there I think you have swelling from something else?
I think it's hormone. It's a couple thing. I think it's hormone driven. and it's like repetitive motion of like picking up and breastfeeding and all of that stuff.
I see.
But
Okay.
I would say like that was one of the hardest like postpartum symptoms was like the joint related issue. And I had another friend who had carpal tunnel, and she said that was like the most painful thing. And
like, do you remember Megan Stanton, who also used to take class with us?
Yeah,
she had to get it fixed surgically on both her carpal tunnel on both sides from being pregnant. It was from there, and then it lasted after.
I never knew how much like joint issues come up from being freaking pregnant.
Man, let me tell you, these men, they don't do anything.
I know.
Up in here. They don't have to do anything. Okay, so all right, no, let's go back to your kiddo, your first kiddo. You're the kiddo that's evacuated.
Yes.
So, tell me about the pregnancy.
So that one, I had actually, so I got pregnant and then like November of 2022, earlier, that year, I had basically it's called a myomectomy, which is a uterine fibroid surgery. So I sort of already was going into it with a little bit of like a high risk pregnancy. I was likely facing a C-section. I did not end up needing a C-section. And so I had all kinds of things, like, I guess we can be open on this podcast.
Everything.
I had uterine fibroids, endometriosis, and polyps, and all of that needed to come out. I thought I was going in for a routine checkup, like, yep, you're ready to get pregnant. Let's do this. And they found all these things, and I had to get a surgery, and I assumed like it was going to take me like years to get pregnant. And so as soon as I was sort of cleared for it, it was like, well, the only test that's left is to see if you can get pregnant. And so my husband and I started trying. I thought I was going to take years. I really did. And so I was like, this is not going to, work for a long time. And 4 months in, I got pregnant, and so that was in November of 22. I found out the day before Thanksgiving. So I had to show up to Thanksgiving with this, and like Thanksgiving food is like the grossest food to smell when you're in your first trimester.
Okay.
Like roast turkey, mashed potatoes, like
thick and rich, and
vegetables, screaming relatives, like, and then, my sisters are watching me like a hawk, and they're like, do you want some wine? Like, they're like, they're little shits, and they're
because they were trying to find out if you were pregnant.
Yeah, and they were like, trying to grill me on it. And so I actually had a fake glass of wine that I was taking fake sips from at Thanksgiving to like shut them up. And so they're like, oh no, she had wine. Okay, we can leave her alone. And it's sisters, man.
Oh my God. And how old were you at that time?
Oh my gosh, how old was I? I was 33.
33 at the time.
Because I had my son when I was 34.
And how old is your son now?
He's 2.5.
Oh my God, he's only 2.5 and you're pregnant. Woo!
Yeah, he'll be 3 in July, and then this one I'm actually due in August, like almost a month after his birthday.
Bean, I have another one after this. You gotta buckle up. I told you we'll go to the park around 7 o'clock. It's 5:26. You don't have to just chill here. Go play. Oh my God. Of course she does. She said, I'm going to stay in here, Mommy. Okay. We're having a great time. Anyways. Whoa. 2.5-year-old and pregos. Let me tell you, I have a newfound appreciation for how hard it is, how hard it could be. Because I can't even imagine running after her at 2.5 and being pregnant with all the symptoms that pregnancy likes to come with.
It is a lot. Like I tell you, December, January, February was like some of the hardest things I've had to go through with one hand, like literally one hand tied behind my back and throwing up all the time.
Yeah.
I was like losing weight in my pregnancy in the first trimester. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my God, look at my face. Okay, so did anything happen in that pregnancy that stands out? Like, you didn't have a C-section.
No, I didn't have a C-section. I did have bleeding in the first trimester, all in the first trimester. Like I had something called a subchorionic hemorrhage, which is basically essentially like a bleed between the science, like placenta and the womb.
Wait,
Subchorionic hemorrhage. So basically like a week after I found out I was pregnant with my first one, I started bleeding. And I thought the worst was coming true. And I didn't stop bleeding for until the end of the first trimester. And so
so were you at the doctor every 2 seconds?
I was panicking kind of all the time, freaking out, that very first time was absolutely terrifying. And it was press 2 for an emergency, and there I was pressing this is, thinking the worst was happening, and it was absolutely terrifying. Just felt really in over my head. But eventually that it's basically harmless. It's just terrifying.
Okay, what is it? What is it though?
It's I don't know how to it's what I'm I could Google it.
No, I'm going to Google it too. Hold on. We'll both Google it. Subchorionic.
It's just a bleed in between the
hemorrhage.
It's
okay, here. Subchorionic hematoma or hemorrhage is bleeding between the wall of the uterus and one of the sacs that surrounds the embryo inside the uterus. It's a common cause of bleeding early in pregnancy. The main symptom is vaginal bleeding. Can a baby survive a blah, blah, blah. With close monitoring, the majority of these cases go on to deliver healthy babies. Bam.
Yeah. So that was fine. But it was I think what was the sort of bigger risk was that I had just had surgery in my uterus earlier that year. And so I was likely facing a C-section, and I was kind of hoping for the best. And I ended up not needing a C-section, but I was terrified for, my leg just went out. Terrified.
I'm trying to think of the uterus as a physical organ, and there's basically scabbing on the inside because you have stuff taken out.
I don't think it's not scabbing. It's just I don't know, blood. I'm trying to read this I'm blood between the placenta and the wall of the uterus. That's what it is. That's the summary of it.
The uterus. Oh my God. Sam, I'm also laughing because you are literally the most perfect candidate for this podcast and you did not realize it. Because the aerial is just all of what we have in common, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. And it's there's some woman out there with some combination. I wrote all this down. Uterine fibroids, subchorionic hemorrhage, trigger finger, morning sickness, and chasing after a toddler while pregnant. That is the title of your podcast.
And endometriosis.
Endometriosis. Endometriosis. Yep. Have you always had painful... everybody with endo is in pain.
Excruciating. And I thought it was normal. I thought periods are painful. No big deal. And actually it was as I was packing up from that early appointment, the check-in, I mentioned it in passing. I was yeah, sometimes I just have I have very painful periods, very, very, and almost I need tons of Advil, and sometimes it doesn't even touch it. Little hit of my pen, if you will. And nothing was really helping it. And she's you need more than couple Advil. And I was oh God, yeah. She's that is not normal. We're going to get you checked out. And then they found all this stuff. So it's so crazy how women are just accept the pain. And it's that's normal. It's part of being a woman and whatnot. And it's I don't.
Such bullshit right there.
Yeah. I didn't even think to say they're really, really, really painful. And
oh my God, my boss said to me recently, she's asking me about a particular situation. She's how did you think about that? I was that didn't bother me. And she's yeah, but you're a dancer and you're used to being abused. I was oh.
Dancers are just used to pain.
Let me go to therapy for 5 more years and come out with an answer for you, because I have no idea what to say. Right? I have no idea how to even come at that. I'm
Did Zara say that?
Oh, no, Amelie did.
What?
Yeah. And I was oh, that's too aware for me.
Like I have to like really sit back and chew on that.
Yeah.
Because when you're used to being like bottom of the totem pole in the industry for however many years, you're like, it's, what is it when you just like abuse and you're just like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah. You just tolerate the abuse.
Yeah. So endometriosis, like when my girlfriends would tell me about it before I really looked it up, I'd be like, what is this? And why is it so bad? And basically you basically have uterine cells all over your body that inflame every time you have a period.
Yeah.
Right. And they have nowhere, that toxins, all those that blood has nowhere to go.
Yeah. And I remember when I was in early labor, I was like, oh, this is kind of like when I was like having like I would say like not even early labor. I would say like a few hours into labor and I would have a contraction. I was like, this is exactly what my periods used to feel like.
Oh, geez. So
and like
pregnancy is not a big deal.
As I went on, like obviously it's like it gets even stronger, it gets even worse. But yeah, I would say my periods were comparable to, now that I've gone through it, what early labor was like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So when it comes to like having a second or third or fourth child, are you and your husband like, let's have a big family? Like what's the lay of the land?
Like who can afford more than, I don't know, 1 or 2 kids at most? Like, no, we're stopping after 2. I couldn't handle, I think, more than 2. So we are stopping after 2.
You must be like 36 now.
I am 36. I have to think about it. I don't know how old I am. I was at my 20-week appointment today and I had to put my age and I was like 36, 37. No, not 37 yet. Nope.
Well, I think of you and Nicole. Nicole's a little older than you, right?
No, I think she's younger than me.
Oh, is she? Okay. She always felt older to me. Like she's like got this, you know what I'm saying? Not just like compared to you, but like even compared to me. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are always my freshmen. So I'm like, you guys were always like, always 20 something, but not anymore.
I know.
So were you trying or no?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Cause you wanted your kids kind of close in age-ish.
Yeah. Wanted them close in age. And also like, you know, I'm, what am I considered already? Like a geriatric pregnancy.
Yes, already.
After 35.
My freshman. Yes, already. That happened fast.
And it's funny because my husband wanted to like try like because I wanted to wait till my son was 2 at the very least. I'm like, at least let's wait till he's 2 and then we can start trying. And my husband was kind of like, are you sure we have to wait till he's 2? I'm like,
does he love the baby stage?
My God, so my son's name is Leo. He is such a daddy's boy. He's completely 100% far more attached to daddy than he is to me. Completely.
Oh, that's usually not the norm.
I know. He like the first thing he looks for in the morning is he says, you know, I want to see daddy or daddy's coming. First thing he says in the morning.
But do you spend like hours wise more time with your kid than
we
your husband?
Spend equally. I have a wonderful husband who's extremely involved and does so much. Like it's like, you know, he's beyond involved. And so he's very, very, it's
50-50.
Yeah. I would even say it's more like daddy spends more time because I'm the one that goes to like aerial classes and things like that. And like, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting out a little bit, like kind of more. And my husband even spends more time with my son sometimes.
I mean, this might be why you're fine with having 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my husband is like, I actually, cause like I said, I thought it was going to take me years to get pregnant. And so I kind of like was like, oh, you know, this is going to take a while. Let's just like kind of go for it. And, you know, I was sort of like surprised I got pregnant like 4 months in. And it was like, oh God, this is happening. Oh, and my husband is like, I mean, like dying to be a dad, like wanted to have kids, like almost like, or even earlier on. And I was like, wait, let's get married first.
Yeah.
Let's settle in. Let's get a house first. Let's, you know, it's funny. We moved into this house and I think I was pregnant within like a month. Something like that.
You guys are ready, you know what I'm saying? And if you're in a place like, obviously everywhere is getting more expensive, but if you're where maybe you live or where maybe I live now, which is San Antonio, it's like you can have that. Like we bought a house so soon after we moved here because it's like, okay.
I know very, very few like sort of like homeowners in LA. It's not like feasible to like do that.
Did you find out the sex of the baby?
Yes. Yeah. I was not about to wait for any of that. No. I found out I was having a boy. And actually, I didn't find out today, but I'm having another boy.
You only know how to make boys over there.
Apparently, I was completely shocked that I was convinced, like, because I had way more nausea, way more fatigue.
That was different.
That meant like it was higher estrogen, so it must be a girl. Had a girl's name picked out. Didn't even look at boys' names. Completely stunned that I have a second boy. We had to find another boy's name. Like I was like, I don't have a boy's name picked out. So had to look that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be overrun, outnumbered, as they say.
I am totally outnumbered. Even my cat is a boy. Like I'm completely outnumbered in my house.
And you are training still?
Yes. Yeah. And, so I just got back into it sort of post trigger finger surgery, post first trimester.
Okay.
And getting back into the air, feeling my body. I'm just barely sort of like getting used to it. I inverted and baby was fine. No kicking, no anything. It was like not a lot of drama. And I was like, okay, I think I can do this. What's the sad part is that as soon as I found out I was pregnant, my doctor said, well, it's weird. I was not cleared to ice skate anymore. I was not cleared to ride a bike, but I was perfectly fine continuing on with aerial.
Because you've been doing it?
Because I think it's the falling. You're more likely to fall off a bike.
Problem.
You're more likely to fall on the ice. But in aerial, like, you're in control. Like as long as you're not doing any crazy drops and whatever and putting yourself in danger.
Doctors are coming around.
Oh yeah?
No, I'm saying this is one example of doctors coming around. Because it's a more known thing. It's not like, this person's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like she was kind of like, well, as long as you're not putting it's funny. I'm like climbing into 20-foot ceilings. Like as long as you're not doing anything too risky, it's like, for some reason, we both onto something.
We both consider. Do you know what's way more risky than climbing a fabric for me is climbing a fucking ladder,
right?
Like at one of the studios that we had to be at recently, I had to like climb like a 15-foot ladder to put silks up. And I was like, this is where I die. Yeah. Like I was like, this is so unstable. And the moment I got the rigging off and it was just floating on I was just floating on a ladder. I was like, oh shit, this is the worst. Get me out of here. Yeah. So, I agree with you. I feel like there's so much more control. Can I tell you that on a Pilates, I've been teaching a lot of Pilates recently. I feel like you could create a whole hell of a lot more intra-abdominal pressure trying to do Pilates than trying to do a little bit of aerial.
Yeah, because I really don't want to have the diastasis this time.
Well, you're going to have it. Apparently, it's 100%.
Really?
It's 100% of women. Now, you might not, like the degrees are what is different in everybody, but every single person splits down. Apparently. That's what that's what the stats are. So whether it is like a deep or wide is the question. But if you got us to go back together the first time, then you're going to probably pull it off the second time too. That's at least what I'm looking at anecdotally.
Yeah. I thought I was doomed for some reason. I thought it was like, well, that's done. And it was, I was so shocked at how much my body bounced back, like after a baby.
It's also so interesting how people's expectations affect that. Because your expectations were very low, probably. for the quote unquote bounce back. Whereas other people, they have this expectation and then it's nowhere close to reality. And they are so disappointed.
Yeah. I was just like, I just had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
so I was just like,
I might have to like go slow on this aerial thing because I just had a baby.
Oh yeah. No, I don't need to. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a hobbyist, like a weekend warrior, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I do this for fun. Like I'm not trying to be hard on I spent my whole life being hard on myself. I'm still hard on myself in some ways.
You
but like,
were hard on yourself, by the way, just generally.
Yeah. And like, just like, I just wanted a different life from, before. And I want work-life balance. I want to go easy on myself. I want to be kind to myself. Being in your 30s is great.
Dude, 40s is even better. Yeah. You have just the fewest amount of fucks to give anymore. It's the best.
I just have a few more I'm just ready to get rid of.
Okay, so what advice would you have for women out there who are about to embark on this journey that you've been on? So you are now a toddler mom, you're pregnant again, you've gone through a lot, obviously. We've named all of the things. What's your advice to those women getting pregnant out there?
I would say just be patient with yourself, and you'd be surprised at how you might surprise yourself. The first, I would say in terms of getting into aerial, like the first class, like I couldn't move the next day. I was so sore and my hands were, I had aristocratic hands again. I had like, delicate lily white hands, and everything was hurting. And I was like, oh, I have to get used to it all over again. And then I kept going, and it just like compounds, and it's like, okay, this next class success begets the next. And it's just like, I think because I had a baby, like it kind of gives me this sort of zap of confidence to like check myself, like, I had a fucking baby, you can do this. Like,
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's having Bean give me confidence. I think I was really cocky a long time ago somehow. My cockiness has gotten even more, Sam, if it's even possible for my head to get bigger than it already was.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. I love seeing you thrive out there. I also think that, look, I don't want to hate on LA. I love LA. I do. I love the community there. I love the weather there. Mm-hmm. If I had a lot of money, if I had shitloads of money, I would have a condo there that I would go to every other month. But I feel like just career-wise, like the Hollywood industry is very, very struggling right now. It's bad. Yeah, from what I hear.
Yeah, I mean, I left that world like at this point now, like kind of a very long time ago. So like I don't even know what the state of the state of the industry there is. I don't know.
Well,
I stepped away.
For me, it's a year and a half ago only, and I stopped auditioning, and it started not being very relevant for me to be there. I could do everything I need to do and actually thrive more if I wasn't there, because I was just such a saturated industry. And basically out here, it's like, okay, there are like 2 or 3 aerial influencers in all of Texas, and I'm one of them.
Ooh.
There's just not a lot of people that rise to the top of the pile, because you have to be so consistent with your content. It's you just have to be. And it's like a fucking slog, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like at some point it will come back, like the entire thing. But I don't even know. I don't even know, because things are.
What's funny is I feel like when I left LA is when you were just starting, like, I don't know if you were not this specific podcast, but I feel like you were starting more.
Yes.
Running up your like online kind of presence.
Correct.
Like this. And then I went and I have listened to, I think, a couple episodes here and there over the years, but like just recently I started looking. You have so many episodes. Like
I know, it's crazy
to catch up on. Like, that is so impressive. Like, I love that you are telling these mom stories and like just giving a platform for like, moms to share their experience. And like, yeah, there's like Ariel, there's like part of it, but it's like, yeah, this like crazy world.
I know.
Like, a lot of this shit goes down, and you're not really talking about it a whole lot at work. And
well, I was talking to somebody and they're like, I'm a swimmer. I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if there was a niche podcast called The Expecting Swimmer? Wouldn't that be like, who would listen to that? And I was like, wait, there are less aerialists than swimmers in the world. So mine is definitely more niche. And it is just fucking endless. Like there are, now that like I've been really at this for a while, because at the beginning, it's like you pitch other people to be on your podcast. That's how it works. And then after a while, people are pitching you to be on your podcast. And so I just have to say yes or no to people. And the hardest thing is actually scheduling it with this hyena that I have. I think it was like Christmas and I take 2 weeks off. And she was like, where are all the ladies, Mom?
She's like the co-host. She's gonna be like the other one.
She's like, where are your podcasts? She's like, I hate saying this because I don't like it when you take away time, but where are they? I was like, we're taking a break, but we're gonna be back in 2 weeks. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
And I added one, Sam. I added a third this year, a year and a half ago, because it's my favorite one to do.
Other podcasts, like another thing started playing, and I'm like, wait, what's this?
I know, because it's the funnest one, and it's like I have 3 children now. Do I get rid of a child? I can't. They've all got a life of their own. So here we are. I'm just fucking spitting out content. It's like I have like regular IBS, like IBS in my belly, and I have like podcast IBS, just constantly coming out. Every direction.
Podcast IBS. And aren't we all the more lucky for it?
The world has more content. Sam, I hope you had fun talking to me.
I totally did. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm going to put you on this long list that I have of women who are pregnant currently. And I'm going to reach out to you in about 6 to 9 months or even sooner. And I'm going to say, Sam, tell us the blow by blow and tell us what happened. Okay.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate your time. And
thank you.
And sorry all this shit happened.
It's okay. It's okay. I am all the stronger for it.
Yeah, and you're evolved.
Thank you so much for tuning in, my friends. If you would leave me a 5-star rating and a review, it means the world to me. It really helps people find this. If you are an expecting aerialist around the world, or if you feel like you have a story to contribute to this podcast, please reach out to me, DM, email, Carrie@wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. I have an interview every single week, so there's lots of room for lots of stories. I really would love to hear from more of you. And the Mamas page, the Facebook page, I'm actually the admin for that. So I love that you guys are asking questions on there and really participating in the community. All right, my friends, check my website for my courses and also to sign up for this year's summer retreat in Miami, June 21st through the 26th. All right, my friends, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later. This is The Expecting Aerialist.